Hello and welcome to Block 7. Today we're going to cover one of our top favorite projects that is looking very attractive at this point, and we believe there is a huge upside to this project in the very near future. The project is fundamentally very strong with a strong community. This is our first video of the channel and we would like to present this altcoin gem to you as a special one. So let's get into it. This crypto altcoin gem that I'm talking about is ShareRing. The token of ShareRing is called the Share token and it goes by the symbol SHR. ShareRing is the world's first blockchain powered marketplace for the sharing economy. One way to pay for sharing everything, no matter what it is or where you are. Before we get into further details, I need to convey a very important message to our viewers. Please be informed that I'm not a financial advisor, and in no way any information in this video or all of our videos for that matter should be treated as financial advice. Our videos are for educational and entertainment purposes only. The crypto markets are highly volatile, and if you are looking to invest your hard-earned money into crypto, then we urge you to do your own research and contact your financial advisor for any investment advice. Now that I've passed on this important notice, let's get back to ShareRing. ShareRing is currently ranked at number 451 with an overall market cap of $53.9 million at the time of recording this video. The ShareRing token is currently trading at approximately 2.2 cents with its all-time high of 9.8 cents in March 2021. ShareRing has a total supply of 4.3 billion tokens with a circulating supply of 2.41 billion tokens. The token is available to buy and trade on several major exchanges such as Gate.io, Binance Dex, Uniswap, Probit, KuCoin, CoinSpot, etc. across USDT, BTC, and Ethereum pairs, where we feel KuCoin is one with better liquidity. Let's look at the team who's behind ShareRing. Tim Boss is the CEO of ShareRing, and he is mostly focused on the overall strategy and technical direction of the company. He also handles all of their strategic partnerships and joint venture opportunities. The other co-founders of ShareRing are Rohan Lee Page, Peter David, Neville Christie, and Jane Sadler Kidd, who are more from a business background and are very business focused, while Tim Boss is the tech person in the team. Tim Boss is an entrepreneur and has founded a few companies in the past, Kias being the most recent one, which is a global car sharing platform, and they have offices in Australia, Hong Kong, Vietnam, and the USA. With Tim's exposure and past experiences, ShareRing has had the opportunity to leverage these existing network connections and expand their partnerships and customer footprint. ShareRing now has a global presence. It's got presence in Australia, Thailand, Vietnam, China, Hong Kong, UAE, and are expanding as we speak. ShareRing is primarily focused on expanding in Asia, and they're looking to expand into Europe as well as the USA, which makes ShareRing a global company. Now let's look at what ShareRing is actually doing. So ShareRing are the developers of the Share Ledger blockchain. They're the providers of ShareRing ID, which is a logbox enabling users to access products and services through the ShareRing ecosystem. Services include transmission of documents, certificates, ShareRing Shop, ShareRing Travel, ShareRing Health, ShareRing Rentals, and many more. Let's look at what ShareRing ID can do. So ShareRing is the most complete blockchain ecosystem for securely accessing and buying goods and services worldwide, serving industries from travel to insurance, healthcare, logistics, education, cryptocurrency, charity, and many more. ShareRing has pioneered an exceptionally secure and flexible identity verification system with a personal information vault, PIV. Your ShareRing ID contains your highly secure and encrypted personal information vault, giving you control over your data and how you access the wider ecosystem. It is the most secure way to store all of your personal verifiable documents such as passports, national ID cards, your driver's license, COVID test results, and vaccination certificates, travel bookings, and many more documents. You hold full control over your personal data, including how it is used and when it is shared. So, Sharing ID is a self sovereign identity system which is quite unique, and it's more than just a portable KYC tool on the blockchain. When someone signs up for a Sharing ID, they're asked to take a photo, a video, selfie, and you're also asked your details such as your name, date of birth, address, etc., and it stores in an encrypted file. Sharing also takes a fingerprint of your data and documentation and stores that on the blockchain. The file is then encrypted with your public key, so only you can access it. You can also back up your public keys to your Google Drive or any other cloud storage. So when you use one of Sharing services, the app will send these bits of information, bits of your ID, to their service partners who requires them so you can use their services. And Sharing also watermarks the image so that if it's ever hacked, we know where the leak is from. As well as that, you can also store things like your insurance policies and several other usable documents in your Sharing ID file. Now that we know what Sharing ID is and what it can do, let's talk about the Sharing app now. So the Sharing app provides trust, control, and transparency to you and the information holders through their highly secure, efficient, and truly global ecosystem. The Sharing app also creates a seamless and highly secure platform, enabling you to safely use your personal information and documents to access multiple industries and services, all from one single app. The Sharing app stores all of your identity data, personal information, and verifiable documents in your encrypted personal information vault. So all the use cases that we saw for Sharing ID will be fully utilized in the Sharing app. Your vault is self-sovereign, meaning it is stored only on your personal device, not on any other systems, giving you complete control over your data and privacy of your information. So this Sharing app is your one-stop shop basically for your travel booking. You can book a flight, hotel, store your vaccination documents, apply for an e-visa, rent a car, order food, all of it from one single app. So how do we use this app? Let's look at the app sign up process. So when you sign up for the Sharing app, there is only one point in time when you are asked to save a phrase or a QR code. But you also have the option to save that QR code into your cloud Google account or your Apple account or any other cloud storage, so that you can actually save that information to your other cloud storage account and access the Sharing ID account with any of these platforms. And you don't have to worry about a private key. People don't need to learn or know how to use blockchain. It's just a foundation layer. So when users sign up, they're asked to take a photo of their ID, say passport, and then do a liveness detection, which is like a selfie, but you might need to nod your head or say a word or something like that. Then Sharing does an OCR, which is an optical character recognition, with one of their partners on the passport. They do a face match to the passport and then fingerprint those bits of information and store that fingerprint on the blockchain. Then the Share app encrypts that information into a single file, and that file is stored on your phone. Once this process is done, you've signed up for the Sharing ID, you're ready to use all the services that the Sharing app provides. You're good to go. So now that we've looked at what Sharing ID is and what the Share app can do, let's look at the other important aspects of Sharing, the Sharing shop. What is Sharing shop? Sharing Shop is an e-commerce platform that allows people to buy products from shops within a 5 kilometer radius of them and have it delivered on the same day. It's kind of like Amazon, except all the purchases are from your local small businesses in your area. So you're basically supporting the local economy more effectively, which is great. The Sharing Shop has been operating in Melbourne for some time with a limited reach and is being operated by a separate e-commerce entity. This is expected to be announced once the Sharing app is launched. The Sharing Shop is also planned to launch in Thailand once the Sharing app goes live. So the Sharing ID, which is the heart of the ecosystem, the Sharing app, and the Sharing Shop are the key functions of the sharing ecosystem. Now let's look at the real deal. Who wants to use sharing and how will they get adopted? So let's look at the partnerships that sharing has. And let's understand the growth potential for the SHR token and the sharing ecosystem. Sharing has landed with some amazing partnerships, and they also have several NDAs, non-disclosure agreements, which still need to be announced. We expect that the launch of the Share app will drive the adoption by most of the partners that Sharing has, and more partnership announcements can be expected. Some of the major partnerships that Sharing has are with Tencent Cloud, Dipaya Insurance, Viator, Rakuten Travel Exchange, Good Health Pass Collaborative, Blockchain Service Network, ESN, etc. And not to forget, Sharing is also working with several government bodies such as the Thailand government and Australian government, etc. Unfortunately, we will not go through on these partnerships in this video, but we will be covering these partnerships in detail in another separate video, so stay tuned. The next wonderful feature that contributes to the growth of the Share token is flowbacks. So as much as it is important to understand about sharing, its partnerships, it is also equally important to understand the beautiful functionality of flowbacks in the sharing ecosystem. So the sharing ecosystem has two tokens. One is SHR, which is the share token. It's the main utility token used for transaction fees on the platform. And the second token is SharePay, SHRP. SharePay is used as the stablecoin payment token within the network. It's not tradable at all in the open market. So the value of the share token is highly dependent on the transactions that run on the share ledger. Every transaction on the share ledger approximately costs between 2 cents to 5 cents in fees. So 50% of these fees generated by these transactions are absorbed by the sharing company itself to support development, marketing, etc. While the rest of the 50% of the fees is used to buy back SHR tokens from the open market, and these tokens are distributed as rewards to the masternode holders for providing the network. This beautiful feature is termed as flowbacks. So the more number of transactions that flow on the share ledger, the more fees is generated, which allows flowbacks. And this in turn puts pressure on the overall token supply, therefore increasing demand for the SHR token. Flowbacks have been running since a long time, with approximately 21 million tokens in the process of being bought back. There has been a lot of testing on the Share app, which have generated several transactions, therefore allowing flowbacks also to be running. And they've also been testing flowbacks. It is expected that there will be a large number of sharing ID registrations that will happen once the travel app is launched. The majority of the transactions obviously will come from the numerous partnerships that sharing has, with an expectation of probably hundreds of thousands of transactions to come in the years, months ahead. We believe Sharing Shop in Thailand will be huge and could bring in a massive amount of transactions onto the share ledger on a regular basis. So let's keep an eye out on that. Now that you know about flowbacks It's time to understand what's currently happening and what will happen in the coming weeks or months at ShareRing. The much anticipated ShareRing app has been delayed in its launch a couple of times, but this is healthy for the ecosystem as there has been a tremendous amount of testing that has been in progress. The Share app has been under testing by early adopters from different parts of the world since April, and ShareRing has obtained feedback. And the app is now under testing again with new improvements and issues being corrected. Once the app is launched, we expect that some marketing events could begin and new partnership announcements could also take place. We could also see the transactions ramping up over time, leading to further adoption of the ShareRing ecosystem. And that's not all. Staking is also just around the corner. The staking capability will be released along with the ShareRing app in the coming months. So token holders can stake their tokens and earn rewards that are generated from flowbacks. The staking rewards are currently expected to be approximately 5 to 8%, which is pretty good. Our thoughts on ShareRing? Well, we think ShareRing is going to be $1 billion company with a market cap of over $1 billion in the near future. The amount of transactions that could come from ShareRing's partners could be massive, and with flowbacks, the token's price can increase significantly over time. We also believe that the travel industry will have a monstrous rise once things get back to normal in a post-COVID era. ShareRing will achieve mass adoption when this happens, and the share token price will have no bounds. ShareRing has recently been on a hiring spree, and they've hired various people for different senior and junior roles. The best thing we like about ShareRing is the transparency and the regular updates we get from ShareRing Global and Tim Boss on Twitter. So give Tim Boss a follow on Twitter if you want to stay updated on what's happening with ShareRing, and keep an eye open for the AMAs. There's also a few more popular people in the ShareRing community who share updates regularly and provide insights. Some of them are Tech Tips to Go, One, Global SHR, SHR Hodler, Long Haul Paul, We Share for Life, etc. Give them a follow as well on Twitter so you can stay updated on what's happening in ShareRing. I think we've pretty much covered all the important topics in today's video about ShareRing and what you need to know. So that is all for today, folks. Thank you for watching. If you liked this video, please like and subscribe to our channel and share with us on what you think about ShareRing, and tell your buddies about our channel. Our next video will focus heavily on what ShareRing partnerships are and what benefit it brings to the company as well as to the share token holders. I'm sure it's going to be interesting, so stay tuned. I'll see you soon.